everyone. Welcome back from a nice summer, I hope. Tonight is Tuesday, September 20th, and tonight is the Board of Trustees meeting in Deb LeBeau. Our first action is to review and act to approve the minutes of the June 21st meeting.
I move to approve.
There's just a couple things that
Oh.
I should have noticed earlier, but I just saw that today. The third bullet point, it should say review and act to approve Director's Report of Activities of May 2022, not March.
Oh, okay.
And under Shrewsbury Public Library Foundation, Mo Boisvert, I think the name is spelled as M-O-E.
His actual name, I think, is Morris.
Morris.
Yes, but if it is shortened, I think it is spelled as
Yeah,
M-O-E.
that's fine.
That's it.
There were some commas missing and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I can't help myself. But it's like it was, didn't detract from the message.
Any other comments? You want to move as amended?
Oh, yeah, move as amended.
I second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we're gonna go out of order a little bit, so Priya can introduce us to.
Yes, I'd like to introduce Sierra Chastain-Brittu. She is our new digital services librarian. We're very happy to have her. And you can see the new template she's used for our, what was that?
Oh, for the minutes.
For the,
Oh, yes, I
yes,
did
this is
recognize
her.
that,
Oh.
yes.
You must have noticed that it looks different.
Well, I noticed the
Yes.
minutes were on a different template too.
I think she just
No,
used
that
the
was
letterhead.
just Purnima doing that.
Oh, okay, she made up her own.
Yes. So we're very happy to have Sierra as part of our team.
Yes, welcome.
Welcome.
Where are you coming from? So I live in Chicopee, and I'm originally from California, but I went to UMass and have just lived out in Massachusetts for a while. I graduated with my master's in May of 2021. Yes. Just had to think about that. Right? Time is not, especially, the last few years. But yeah, I've worked at several other libraries in CW Mars, but this is my first full-time librarian role, and I'm excited to be here. We're having lots of fun.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Welcome. Glad to have you.
Chicopee is a long commute.
I live right off of the Pike, so it's not as bad. Yeah, it's really, it's very
straight shot.
consistent. It's like 50, 55 minutes, like, right. And I'm
for
from
audiobooks.
California, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Until the snow.
Yeah.
I've learned.
Yes.
2015 me decided that getting a Honda Civic would be a good choice for driving in the
Oh,
snow.
15, that was a bad winter.
It was a good, yeah, but we're here, we've made it so far, no issues, right? An occasional accident on the Pike, but yeah, it's not that bad, and I'm glad to be here.
Oh, we're so glad.
It's a great opportunity for books on tape.
See, that's,
Yeah.
I did recently listen to my first audiobook. I'm a bad listener. That's not to say that I'm a bad listener, but with audiobooks and podcasts, right? I struggle a lot. But yeah, and we have, especially being in charge of the audiobooks and ebooks and stuff now, right? I better figure it out, please. I'm trying.
April is that person.
Yeah, she is. I want so badly to be that person. It's just
It's great, it's great to have you here.
Thank you. Thanks, Christine.
Absolutely. Thank you
Yeah, of
for
course.
introducing
To,
us.
meet you and everything, and thanks in advance for all your help and everything.
Oh.
Thank you, Sierra.
On that note, I guess I'll leave.
Yes, yes.
Have a good night.
Bye-bye. Okay, Next item on the agenda is to review and act to approve the report of the director's activities of June, July, and August.
Yeah, it's 3 months worth of
Yeah.
meetings and activities, so there's a lot there. And the summer, of course, was very busy. Happy to report that the summer reading program was very successful. Great participation.
So I noticed you're actually getting the strategic planning underway with this consultant that we talked about last time?
Yes, I've had a couple meetings with her. She's very, very thorough and meticulous, and gives me deadlines. Next week this is due, and next week that is due, which is good. Otherwise I wouldn't get to it. And the first Community Advisory Committee meeting is going to be on October 5th. And then the meeting with board representatives is on October 12th. And staff, 2 groups of staff meetings. Don't remember the dates. Twice in 2 weeks in October.
Is the community advisory group the same group we've used in the past
No.
for this, or it's a new one?
No,
Okay.
I'm gathering names for that.
Oh, okay.
Putting together a group.
How are you doing with getting enough folks from the boards?
From the boards, our board, the trustee board, Purnima has volunteered. I think you and
Yeah.
Jeff are going to be on the board. Noor said you would, will be.
I
on the
can do
board.
it if it's the evening, I can't do the morning, yeah.
Yeah, I think we'll go to the evening. Yeah, I did tell her that. The Friends board, I have a couple names and
Good.
1 person from the foundation board. Yeah, the total of 10 people is a good number for them to have.
Well, summer looks like you've been pretty busy.
Yes, summer was busy, and we just compiled the stats for the state, because it's a statewide summer program, and we had to categorize them by children's programs ages 0 to 5, school children's programs ages 6 to 11, teen programs ages 12 to 18, and then 19 plus. So have all the stats for that. April, I can share it with you if you
That
want.
would be great,
Yeah.
thank you.
So there were 57 young children's programs, and the attendance was 1,907. 59 school-age children's programs, and attendance was 1,434. 31 teen programs, attendance 433 for that. Adult programs 30, and participation was 230 people. And 11 programs for general audience, all ages, with 960 participants. And then passive programs like scavenger hunts and take and make crafts, story walk, etc. 13 programs and 2,343.
Oh, my goodness.
And this, we don't know how many people go to the story walk, so that we
Yeah.
can't measure that. But the scavenger hunt and stuff like that can be. So it's been very, very busy summer, but very rewarding. And the summer also I have to submit 2 state reports, which I completed. The ARIS report and the financial aid report, both of which reveal how busy the library is and how the materials expenditure, how it's divided into all the different categories, how much we spend on each category, etc. So those 2 reports have been submitted.
The usage numbers are really up there.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, that is a reflection, that the summer was busy. June, July, and August, the numbers have steadily gone up.
The library is open again.
Yes.
Yeah, isn't that about 10,000 more visitors than usual per month? Or am I-
1,000 more.
Okay.
I think about 1,000 more. It's 30,000 is the average. This is, then it is 10,000 more.
10,000, right?
Yes,
That's a lot.
That's a lot, yeah.
That's huge.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. And the prize wheel in the children's room is another indication. 5,000
Is it still
times.
working?
Not yet, not now. They got fed up of that.
That
The
means it's still
children's
operational.
librarians.
Got a lot of use.
We'll bring it to the Spirit of Shrewsbury on next Saturday. Yeah, the whole summer that was busy.
Can you talk about the mental health first aid training?
Sure.
What did that entail?
Sure, that was for staff who wanted to attend. We actually asked them to do this program for us as
Like
part
for
of our
town
civic.
leaders.
Pardon?
For leaders in town?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. We had, some of us had undergone this training for youth mental health first aid
Yeah.
a few years ago. And now we have so many new staff members. We wanted them to be able to participate. And we also wanted it as part of our Civic Hub grant.
Right.
Training for staff, so we requested them to do that, and it's a two different sessions. So 2 Fridays we had it 4 hours each. It's a very useful exercise, different scenarios that they share, and then you are asked to, in small groups, we're asked to come up with solutions and what is the best way to do things and how to respond if you see people that requirement first. I mean, the immediate response that we as librarians can do, right, in a public library
So it was
setting.
about patrons, like it wasn't just
Oh yeah,
your mental
it's
health,
about
it was community.
it's about public service.
Mm.
Yes, and we had other town department folks also joining us.
Mhm.
Because we were offering it, we asked if more people wanted to come, so there were others also.
Excellent.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, any other questions about the director's report on her activities?
She's been busy.
Always.
If not, can there be a motion?
I move to approve the director's report for June, July, and August.
I second.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
All right. Now moving on to programs and services, which is the new PDF version.
Yes.
And again, as Jeff said, a lot of usage. Priya, one of the questions I had was on the outreach services.
Mhm.
What are some of the organizations that are visited?
It's all the elder care places,
Okay.
Southgate, Shrewsbury Crossing, the Shrewsbury Housing,
Okay.
Francis Gardens. And I think when she reports it as 24 organizations, it's every week she goes to
Yeah.
the different ones. So
Yeah,
it's not,
great.
maybe not 24 unique organizations, but 24 visits.
Yeah, those are
Um,
separate visits.
Right, and all the early pre-K schools,
Those two.
yes. Yeah. And then the individuals who are homebound.
So when she goes to organizations, do people request items, or is she come with things to choose from, like the old bookmobile type of approach?
It's mostly what they ask
That
for.
they ask for.
Yeah.
It's amazing how many new library cards you've also
Yes.
been
Yes.
getting.
It's Library Card Month.
I know, September is library card sign up month.
Yeah, it's nice to see the outreach broken down into people and organizations now
Mhm.
too. Yeah.
Right.
It'll be interesting to see if that number of visitors stays up like that now that school has
Yeah,
begun. Because
yeah,
that is
it-
really an
Yeah.
incredible
'Cause
jump.
that- yeah.
Right,
That is like astounding.
right.
to
Yeah.
go from 30,000 per month
Yes.
up to 41,000 in July and
43.
almost 44,000 in August.
Yes,
It's amazing.
it is, right.
Wow, it's shocking. It's good.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah.
Pre-pandemic, I think that number got to around 30, but never much over that. Huh? That's great.
Okay, any other comments or questions?
Great range of programming and, you know, all the things
Mm.
offered,
Sure.
including life-size Pac-Man.
Yes.
Sounded pretty fun, I don't know how I missed that one.
Oh, you didn't see that? Yeah, we had it in this room.
Okay, well, moving on then to financial and legislative.
We can look at the year-to-date
Yeah.
reports.
And you also
So
gave
do
us
you
the
wanna do the final one first and then,
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Because June, that was till
Yeah.
June 2022.
Yeah. So it looks like we did pretty well spending the allotment that
Yes.
we got.
Did there end up being any carryover in the materials that we could bring forward?
About 3,500, not a whole
Okay.
lot. Yeah.
That was for materials.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only thing we can bring forward, isn't it?
That is the
Yeah,
only
okay.
thing we can bring forward, yes.
It was 98 and a half or something.
And there was an amount that we had paid for the Bibliotemps librarian, and they had been, the town was going to move it from professional services. Was it professional services or dues and memberships? They were going to move it to salaries. But it had to be done at the town meeting, it had to be approved at the town meeting. They did not bring it up to them, Mary said she'd forgotten. So they're going to bring it to the town meeting at this next meeting in
next one.
October.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah.
this will be whenever we use bibliotemps, that's how we're gonna handle it?
Bibliotemps should just be handled as salaries, I would think, but
Mhm.
that this is what they had asked me to do as professional services.
Okay.
And then they said it would be transferred to the salaries.
Sounds like it's a bookkeeping type of a.
Right, right.
Okay.
So will that be at special town meeting next month?
There is going to be, at the special town meeting.
They'll bring it up.
Yes.
That's what pushed professional services up to the level it's at there in the final report.
The professional services would be up to 55,000 expenditure.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the few that bumped a little over 100.
Yes, because of this, yeah. Yeah, and the dues and memberships was overspent, but that should be adjusted with the next line, other not classified. I don't know why they don't reflect it in that. But the whole total of library operational expenses is exactly 100%, so that is good.
Okay. And then moving forward to
The current year-to-date budget.
9/19/22.
Current year-to-date budget should be good.
It's kinda early in the year, everything.
Yeah,
looks
except
like it's
professional
going to-
services,
yeah.
the CW Mars payment, we do it immediately, so
Yeah.
that is done.
So how come some of these are at 100 already?
The salaries, they estimated for the whole year and encumber the remaining amount. So it is year-to-date expended and then encumbrances.
And weren't there some salary increases last year too? Some not real big ones, but enough to probably affect that number?
Yes, so they don't actually, so the original appropriation and the revised budget is got the same number, which is what the town meeting approved, based on the town meeting's approved budget. But after that, they give the COLA raise, and that is not reflected in this. Yeah, so you don't see the raises. That's,
Where will those come in?
I'm not sure, but every year the budget is shown just like this, till the,
It just seems funny, like the percent
Right.
used, I was like, what is that?
yeah.
Because it can't be used for anything else. Okay, any other questions? No? No? No such? Okay. Can't remember
We
we
have to
voted on this.
That
Did we
is-
vote on this?
I think we voted on this.
Yes.
We did last month.
Yeah, okay.
I move approval.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Anything under facility, equipment and grounds?
I would like to thank Public Buildings for, always maintaining our facility, but also for moving some shelves from the second floor to the lower level. There were a couple of bookcases there that had been empty for the last 5 to 6 years on the second floor, right near the window there. So we're repurposing those, using one in the Friends room, which is now going to become a bookstore, has become actually a bookstore, and one in the children's area. So I'd like to thank Public Buildings for that.
Great. Okay, anything under gifts and grants?
I'd like to thank the Shrewsbury Federal Credit Union for sponsoring our Wimpy Kid program this year too. They've donated $1,000 for the very popular Wimpy Kid program, which is in October, I think, October 23rd or 24th. 25th, October 25th.
Okay, and under personnel, we've met Sierra.
Yeah. I also wanted to mention that our business clerk has moved on to another job. We posted the position as grade 4 from what it was previously. It was grade 3. Now we are calling it principal department assistant. So we've reclassified that. And we posted the position. We actually did interviews today. So we should be able to maybe have second interviews end of the week and announce the hiring of someone very soon.
That's great. That's moving along very quickly, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. Good.
Must be glad.
It's a good thing.
Yeah.
There's bills to pay.
You are good at many things. You are versatile.
Yes. Do you foresee, I know this is kind of going off the track a bit, but will we continue to receive the warrants via?
DocuSign?
Yeah.
Yes, I think we can continue
Good.
that. I think
Oh,
the
I
other
think-
departments are
Oh,
doing
I
that.
think, yeah, it's
Yeah.
been so nice. I
Yeah.
feel like I have such a better handle on it than having that big stack
Yeah.
at the meetings, you know,
Yeah.
Oh my
we
gosh,
weren't
yeah,
looking at anything.
The way you did it,
Yeah.
with them all together.
Putting it all together.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was
Sometimes
nice.
it was all separate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, this,
Okay.
10 different emails, I'm like, which one?
I know,
Yeah.
don't let it off us.
Yeah, I'll continue to send them emails.
I know, I should have been ready to get it.
you could actually, you could ignore it and it would be fine, cause she only needs to get 5 signatures, yeah.
No, I got
Yeah.
away with it a couple of times. Like,
Yeah.
The one time I did it, we had to redo them.
Yeah, oh, yeah, we after
Sorry.
that, we send them out, yeah.
And I kept bugging you with text messages too, I think.
But it's only 5 of us that have to
Actually,
sign
we
it,
only
so.
need 5, so I
Yeah.
could have said okay. I just wanted all of you to see them too.
Great.
When we first started the system, it was the chair and the vice chair and the finance committee. We were the 5, and it was the same 5 all the time. Those of you who weren't reading them. Are you happy to get them now? Okay, good. But I actually think it's good. It kind of
It's
makes
good to be
everybody
able to
more
see
aware
them,
of.
yeah.
Absorbing.
They always say follow the money. So
Yeah, exactly.
that's how you understand how
Exactly.
something
Yeah.
works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe when the new principal department assistant is identified and hired, we can meet with that person and just kind of talk about it a little bit.
Sure.
more once they're settled.
Absolutely.
I don't wanna bombard them. and
Sure,
everything,
and
but-
Claire was also suggesting that the
Yeah.
finance subcommittee also
Yeah.
meet with them.
Yeah, that would be good.
Yeah.
Okay, well, good. All right, next item on the agenda is the Shrewsbury Public Library Foundation.
So we had our meeting yesterday. We also that board also doesn't meet in the summer. So we had a meeting yesterday, and last week, they had sponsored a special speaker, distinguished lecture series, part of our distinguished lecture series, Dr. Sanjeev Chopra, and that was on September 15th. Very well attended talk. There were over 50 people here, and over 30 people joined on Zoom. It was recorded by the Shrewsbury Media Connection, and the recording is available. I'm going to post it on our website and the foundation website and on Facebook and stuff. He's a very engaging speaker. I think you
I did,
were
I
on
was
Zoom.
on Zoom, yeah.
You were on Zoom. Yeah, I've seen him, on YouTube and stuff, but in person he was very, very engaging.
Yeah.
And people were lined up after the talk to talk to him personally, and it was very, very
Mhm.
good. He did not charge a fee. He did not take any honorarium. He just asked us to donate to charity, so we did that.
And donate to the foundation.
That's like shaking your own hand.
Give from one hand and take
Right.
from the other.
Circular donation.
No, it's nice to have such a feel-good
Yes.
type of experience, and he's so prepared.
Right,
Slides,
absolutely.
kind of
Yeah.
anecdotal stories as
Right,
well.
yeah.
It's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the foundation is planning to invite, what they're calling ambassadors to the library, and they're going to be talking about what the foundation does and requesting the ambassadors to go out and talk to their friends, get more people familiar with the foundation, and possibly donate their time, donate money to the foundation. So that is tentatively planned for November 17th. It's a Thursday night, November 17th. We will be sending out the invitations soon. And of course, all the trustee board members are also invited as advocates, library advocates.
How often does the foundation, is it 4 times a year?
The meetings,
Yeah.
Typically 4 times a year, but sometimes more than that. And then there's a fundraising subcommittee that meets more frequently.
Did the foundation talk about Beauvais at the meeting?
Yes.
Did they endorse him?
Oh yes, absolutely. He's traveling, so he wasn't.
Okay.
Otherwise, we would have invited him to this meeting.
Because do we have to formally
I think you
invite him?
did
I think we.
Yeah.
You-
We did that?
Yeah.
Oh, you wrote a letter?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
so, it's awesome.
yeah. He wasn't able to attend, but sure he will the next time.
He's in Scandinavia.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay, next item is Friends of the Library.
Friends of the Library, there's great news. Our the Friends room, which is downstairs in the lower level, has been converted to a Friends bookstore, and we are still seeking more volunteers to staff the place from 10 to 12. Right now, we are saying 10 to 12 every day of the week, including Saturdays. We have gotten a few volunteers who've started already. and it looks great. If you haven't been down there, please go take a look. Yeah, so it's a Friends bookstore, ongoing book sale will happen there.
Is there any signage promoting this for people?
There are signs,
Oh, okay.
where the existing books are for the book sale. There are signs saying lower level
Yeah,
for the
yeah.
bookstore. But we haven't officially promoted it in other ways. This is like a soft opening. As once we get more volunteers, then we'll promote it more.
And my concern was whether, just being open 10 to 12, it would exclude a lot of people from coming, a lot of people working.
Sure, this is just to start.
Okay,
as
so
I
you
said.
anticipate that
We
the hours will
anticipate-
expand as time goes on?
Yes, we anticipate to have, as if we have more volunteers, we can open it more
Mhm.
number of hours.
Do other libraries do it this way?
Many libraries have a bookstore.
Do they?
Bigger
Oh.
libraries, yes. Worcester has one, Natick has one. I'm sure many libraries
has
have
one.
it.
And
Yeah.
does it take the place of like a big book sale and a year?
Yeah.
So is
Yeah.
there no book sale this year?
This year, that has been cancelled. We don't have enough books and we don't have enough volunteers to manage that, so that has been cancelled for this year. It had been planned for October, but it's no longer happening. Next year, we'll probably have it again, maybe in the spring.
In the spring, maybe.
Yeah,
I think the thought was, let's see how this ongoing book sale goes
Right.
and maybe even kind of restructure it a little bit, have pop-ups
Exactly.
type of sales
Yeah.
instead of big, well, it's a very fluid thing right now,
yeah,
but,
trying out different
yeah.
things.
yeah.
Yes. And the Friends annual meeting is on September 28th, that's next Wednesday evening. The business meeting will be at 6:30, and then there's a special talk by Beverly Beckham, a Boston Globe journalist. She will be talking, and that is open to the public. Wednesday, September 28th at 7 p.m.
Okay. Moving on to policies, we have,
Yes, I shared the 3D printing policy. Some of it is just the language, making it sound, no ambiguity. And the others, there's an email that's different. It was previously, we said email to SPL reference. Now it's a different email that they've created. And what else? Some redundancies taken care of. So
Is there no limit now to how many files a patron can submit? I noticed that first line was Xed out.
yeah, submit up to one. Yeah, we're not saying that now. They're accepting more than one, and the formats are now more different formats.
Is this a popular,
Extremely
Thing to
popular.
really?
And it's become more popular again during the summer. One of the prizes on that wheel was a 3D printed object. So they were inundated with requests for that.
Oh my God.
Yeah, they couldn't keep up. Both Sierra and Dana were managing that, and they just couldn't keep up. So then they started having a specific design,
Yeah.
a cat or different animals, and they started printing those. And then we had to really take off that thing which said
Yes.
a 3D printed one,
Which you're
because
getting yourself
people
into.
kids were spinning that wheel over and over to get that. So, but it's extremely popular because it's right near the entrance, the 3D printer.
Yeah.
People come and see it, and there are other printed objects kept there. So it's very attractive. Everyone stops there and asks questions and stuff. Yeah.
I think the board members should get a complimentary 3D object that was a 3D book. Yeah.
A 3D book.
Wait, aren't books 3D?
Aren't books 3D?
I like that there's this thing about if a print job fails 3 times, the library will move. I saw that picture on Facebook.
Yes, it had disintegrated.
They don't
or
always
something.
go as planned.
Yeah,
Exactly.
well, you certainly don't want to knock it while it's working.
That too, yeah.
I've seen kids go up and, starting to touch it, and it's like,
Yeah.
stop. Yeah, and I suppose some of these files, probably aren't correct.
Yeah. But people are getting more
Yeah.
savvy, they know about
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
and there are more and more websites
Yeah,
that offer this.
and they know which ones to trust.
Yes.
It's amazing what they're using 3D printing for. I've heard for surgeries, if you need artificial parts, and they print them, and I saw they were printing houses, little mini houses. That's a really big printer. But it really is
Wow.
quite the technology.
Amazing.
And kids know more about it than adults do, so they know what is to be printed. So these are the changes and the museum pass policy. Sorry about bringing this again, because last time we had approved some changes. We just found some discrepancies. So the patron must have an active CWMARS, adult or teen library card. On the website it says they must be 18 plus to reserve a museum pass, so we thought we'd get rid of that, or teen. It's usually adults who reserve the museum passes. And each patron may have 4 passes on reserve at a time. Previously was 2, and different once every 90 days for Southwick's Zoo pass. I think we have more number of passes now, and the it was I don't know if it was ever called the Boston Aquarium.
It's always
The
been
The
New
New
England.
England, yeah. So
Is
again,
Southwick's called Wild Animal Farm?
probably
surprised.
because
I
they
thought it
looked
was
at.
zoo.
I thought it was zoo too, but
Yeah. That's
I
actually
wondered
the
if
first
they
time I'm
updated
seeing
if
that.
It was like a euphemism for zoo.
Maybe, yeah.
I think that's the official name.
Euphemism
The
for
one
zoo.
that-
Zoos aren't that popular, like
Mhm.
zoos
the
are.
real name. We
Yeah.
will call
Let's
it.
look it
Yeah.
up when we
Suffolk
record it.
Zoo.
Mhm.
Give my opinion on zoos.
This is sort of irrelevant to this, but I was surprised at the teen library cards. There's some libraries give different cards out. Do we?
Oh yes, we
Will
do.
we
We
do
had
it's a
a
different
we had
card?
a different
Okay.
design and all that for school
It's a long time since I had a teenager.
school kids.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right. If you go to the website, it's Southwick's Zoo, but
It says
whatever.
Southwick Zoo?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll double check that.
Is that their website?
Mm.
It is, okay.
Maybe it says that on the pass.
Maybe.
I'll double check
Yeah,
that.
maybe when the policy was first made, they were a farm.
I think that
No,
used to
but
be the name.
this is all
Is it?
seen by many people before
Yeah,
they
no, on the
start.
website,
wondered
it's
too.
It says
Zoo.
zoo,
Mm.
okay.
So can we approve it with that change?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
please, and if it is wrong, I'll let you know.
So
If
I
it
think
has
we
to
have
be
to vote
zoo.
on both.
Yes.
Okay.
May I ask, there's no other restrictions on frequency of borrowing any of the other passes?
No.
Okay.
Southwick Zoo is the most expensive one, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also as we're speaking about name changes, I know that it's not one of the places listed here, but I do know that Tower Hill had a name change.
New
Yes.
England Botanic Garden.
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
right.
What's it
Yeah.
called now?
New England.
Botanic Garden.
At Tower Hill, there's,
Yeah.
it's a
Okay.
longer.
Why was the change made from 2 to 4 passes? Just because people were requesting?
I think the availability must be, because we have.
We have them.
Yeah,
Okay. 4 seemed like a lot, but if we have them. then
right,
it's sitting there.
exactly.
Okay.
So I think we need to approve
We
those.
do, we need to
Yes.
vote on both.
Can we combine them, or do we do them separately?
Can we combine
I think
them?
we can, I think
Yeah,
we
I
can
think
combine
so.
them. I think we did
Yeah.
last time.
Yeah.
So I move that we approve the changes to the museum pass policy and the 3D printing policy.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. And then then we are on to miscellaneous.
Yes, yeah, there's a local author, Cheryl Melody Baskin, who's coming on October 18th, and she's requesting permission to sell her books.
Is it children's author or?
No, she writes for adults.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are they novels, do you know, or?
They are like, I wouldn't say self-help. She's come here
Okay,
before.
alright.
It's like,
Okay, it just,
I
yeah.
can't remember exactly. Yeah.
And we're holding a talk with that author, is it like?
She is going to come and
Okay.
give a lecture kind
With
of thing.
books
So she
kind
wants,
of
yeah,
it.
she'll bring copies of her books which she wants to sell. We don't usually do that unless the trustees approve.
Hmm.
We've done it many times.
Yeah.
Is she getting an honorarium to?
I don't think so.
No, okay.
Yeah.
I move to approve so that she can sell books at the October 18th event.
All those in favor? Aye.
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 Okay, another item is state aid funding to upgrade the microfilm
Yes.
reader.
Okay, so the microfilm reader, we had purchased a new one in 2015, just before just before the renovation was complete. And apparently it's already, the software has to be upgraded. And it's not just a simple thing that you upgrade, so it's connected, I mean, when you use the microfilms, it has got to have the latest software. It's a Scan Pro Firewire upgrade, and the upgrade costs $4,245. So purchasing a new one would be double that cost.
Mhm.
Just upgrading it would be useful for now. We did not plan for this in our budget for technology and equipment line item on our budget. And the town other departments are also coming and using our microfilm reader. Apparently theirs is, I don't know how many they had, just one or more than one, but theirs is not working, so they have been using ours too. So it would be good to get this upgraded. So it's $4,245 plus shipping. I'm not sure how much the shipping charge would be, but we would have to ship this machine. It would be upgraded and then shipped
Oh, you
back.
have to take the machine
has
and
to
ship
go.
it to them?
Yes.
Oh.
Oh, how big is it?
Yes, we send our machine to them, they upgrade it with modern internals. It also comes with a new 3-year warranty. Pardon?
It's been a long time since I've used a microfilm reader. How big are they?
Oh,
Okay.
it's not too
Not
big,
too big.
it's pretty compact,
Okay.
yeah.
I'm sorry, no, go ahead. Do you know how often it's used? Like,
Recently it's been used a lot, as I said, because other
town.
town department people are coming. Otherwise it's used maybe an average once a month, I would say, not more frequently than that.
I was wondering what kind of materials saved on microfilm these days.
The town documents apparently, a lot of them,
Are
a
they?
lot
really?
of old
Oh.
documents are saved on that. It's
Mm.
time to digitize everything,
yeah.
I think, yeah.
Yeah, that's
The other thing also to think is like, if we spend the 4K now, we have to be cognizant that we will be likely spending this amount or more in another 3 years.
Another 3 to 5 years.
Because it has a 3-year warranty, but most definitely after 3 years,
Yeah.
the software will need to be upgraded again.
I'm sure, yeah.
So what would a new one cost, and how long would that last us, do we know?
How long would it last is
I
not
thought maybe there
something-
was some hardware that would be
The
more
hardware is-
current and would
Mm.
last longer or something like
I
that.
think the hardware is fine, it's the software that has to be upgraded, like anything with technology, every 3 to 5 years.
Because a lot depends on the operating systems of the computers you're
Mhm.
using to run it. Yeah.
Right, right.
I think it'll become redundant when
Probably.
we digitize those things that are
Yeah.
there.
What
But-
we have on microfilm is the Telegram and Gazette from years past, I think the 70s or 80s to 2015 or something like that. Then we stopped getting the microfilms after that because we have
Mhm.
newspapers available now.
So it sounds like we need to have that piece of equipment just for those older
Yes.
files.
Yeah, or if somebody brings their own, microfilm,
Yeah.
they can
Yeah.
use the reader.
They
Yeah.
need a reader.
Mm.
Yeah.
I almost feel like if the usage is more from the townspeople, then maybe the expense should fall in that office. So we're like a true administrator. Like we're using it once a month, you guys. That's
Yeah.
true.
Is
That's
there
true.
any other way, like, other than state aid? Cause that occurred to me too.
Yeah.
All that stuff would have to be digitized, right?
Yeah.
The current microfilm collection.
I just
So
didn't
that'd
know
be a
if
lot of
any
work.
other way to
That sounds
fund
like a
Mm.
big job, yeah.
Yeah.
that
I
the town could pitch in or.
I could check with them. I haven't asked anyone. I know they've been coming very frequently because all of us have had refreshers on how to use the microfilm machine.
If we get by for another 3 years, we'd be providing a service to the town
Yeah.
to a degree. If everybody's in the same boat.
What would we likely need that state aid for? You know, what's the opportunity cost of spending it on this then? I mean, is it?
I mean, we've used state aid funding for
Just
various
completely
things, right? Like for
completely
programs, for
discretionary.
personnel, for computers, for staff development. State aid funds can be used for anything that we
So-
think is important.
And this is actually very small compared to our state aid
Yeah,
balance,
we did
so,
the 40,000
yeah.
3 years ago for computers.
yeah.
Well, maybe in the very least, what we could do is, I'm always asking people to do this, I apologize, but maybe just kind of keep some records of usage so that in 3 years, when we anticipate it needs to be upgraded, we
Yeah,
can let the
we
town
can do
know,
that.
well, actually,
Good one.
we've used it 36 times and you've used it 360 times, you know, whatever it may be.
Right.
Could this be more of a shared cost or something like that?
Yes, we can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, so do we need to vote on that then?
Yes.
You think so, to use funds?
If you approve.
If
Yeah.
we're,
I think it sounds reasonable, yeah.
So I'm not sure about the shipping. It says plus shipping, so maybe we should make it a whole number.
5,000? It was, what,
Yeah,
42?
could be
It
quite a
was
bit.
that would be a
42,
lot of
yeah,
money.
4,245.
45?
Plus, why don't we just say plus
I
cost
I mean,
of
if you
shipping?
approve it, we'll only use what is
Right.
actually
Yeah,
needed.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you could say 4,500.
Well, why don't we just say the amount
Plus
plus
shipping.
shipping?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
Can we do that?
thank you.
Good.
Okay, so can there be a motion to that effect?
I'll move to approve.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. The other thing under miscellaneous is just, the personnel subcommittee met this summer just to talk about a variety of things, one being, the evaluation process of the director. And a lot of us last year, as I recall, said it was really hard for us to know what the relationship with staff is, just because we don't really interact in that manner with staff. So we developed a form that is included in the packet that we just wanted to run by you and get some input or thoughts of how it's looking so far.
So who is supposed to fill this
With
form
staff.
out?
Well,
The staff?
Staff,
Staff
and
members?
managers.
Managers.
Thought
Okay.
we'd start with the managers.
Yes.
Not everyone.
there some people who question 2 would not apply to? Or can we make an assumption that everyone is provided training?
Well,
Because
it's only managers.
It's only
Never
managers.
mind.
Is this submitted anonymously, or is there a place for the name and job title?
I think.
It says the answers are confidential.
Yeah. I think
Oh,
the
is it
idea was that
confidential?
so that
Okay.
they would be on it as on it.
Okay, gotcha.
I mean, maybe we should ask the question, do you feel that this is needed? Would this be helpful for you in your assessment when that time comes up, or is it not needed?
I don't know how anyone else felt, but there were questions on the evaluation for us to fill out about employees, and we were like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
several of us were like, I have no
We
idea,
don't.
you know, so like,
We
I
felt
think
like we
like
didn't.
you're so open, like I think that
Mhm.
probably employees, when you have those monthly meetings, probably feel open to just say, hey, I'd love, you know, can I go to this for training, or, you know, asking questions and things that maybe you're already getting some of that feedback.
Sure.
But I think we felt like we weren't, so we felt like we couldn't answer.
Yeah, yeah, it's always been a big
Yeah.
unknown, yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
You're right.
and it's not because we're like suspicious of
Yeah.
things
No,
are
it's
not
really,
going
it's
well.
really important to have a mechanism for staff
Mm.
comments, I think. Is
Well, I
we
think
don't,
it
we
gives
don't
them a
speak, we don't,
voice, too.
they don't have a member on the board here.
Yeah, like it gives them a voice.
Sometimes that
Even if it's
organizations work like
anonymous.
that, yeah.
I think it would be very helpful, yeah.
Sounds good. No, number 2, I'd like, if you. Number 2, maybe we could be a little more specific. I look at that, my training. Is that my training when I was a library science major in school, or is that the training and whatever training I've received since I got here?
Provided by this
Yeah.
space.
Okay, yeah, I
Mhm.
assumed by the SPL.
Could add something about staff development opportunities.
Mhm.
I also think that the form, it's not clearly stating who is asking for this information. Like, this could very well be the director asking about themselves, or, so I think that the only reference that it's making is that it's at the annual performance review, which I don't know if that statement needed to be there, that it was tied to the director's performance review, or if this was just generative of feedback. I don't know, that's something for the room to think about. But it doesn't state who's asking for this information. And then another is just a very simple point, in terms of pronoun. I think this is specific to a female director, where it's saying at her performance review, so maybe we can just shift it
Mm.
to there so that we don't have
Mhm,
to change it
mhm.
Sounds
at
good.
any point.
Those are good comments.
Yeah.
Maybe just an introduction such as the Shrewsbury Board of Library Trustees would like yours
Request your
input or
input.
something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, just something like that, and
I think that's a good point.
Yeah.
I personally don't like the language around the annual performance review, because the nuance there is heavy. So I would lean towards saying the Board of Trustees seeks your feedback on XYZ, and
Maybe we could just omit that sentence.
Or just
Your
will be
answers
shared
are
with the director.
confidential.
will be shared with the director. I think that's
Yeah.
Yeah, I would,
yeah.
yeah, I think it's important to
Like,
say you're
I
gonna
think we
share it
wanna
with
be
the
explicit.
director.
Yeah, no, the sharing
Yeah.
of the feedback is important. I don't think the tie-in to the performance review
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
necessary.
Okay, that's a good point.
Mhm. Okay. we'll rework that and,
Can I throw in one more thing?
The second one, you
Consider-
could probably add.
consideration. Number 6.
number 6.
We could make that a little softer sounding. Could approve, could
Yeah,
improve.
could instead of need.
Mhm. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, sounds great.
The other, I don't know, again, something to mull over in back at question 2. I don't know if adequate is what we're looking for, like is something ever adequate? Hypothesizing a lot here. Effective maybe? I don't know, I just,
I like
Kind of like
effective.
we're not aiming for just.
Maybe,
adequate.
maybe you just wanna say, I
Yeah.
feel well prepared
Yeah.
to conduct all the tasks in my job description, or,
I don't know if we word it like that, are we putting the onus on the person who's filling this form about themselves or the opportunities that were made
Yeah,
available
yeah,
to
that's
them
true.
by the director?
Mhm.
Yeah, I think it needs to remain how well has the library, as the
Right,
entity
yeah.
given them the training to do what's being asked of them.
I'm able to do what I'm supposed to do. You
yeah.
could word it a little better than that, I guess, but along
Sense.
those lines, based on the training I've received. Seems like it's never adequate for long, huh? Anymore.
Mhm.
Maybe we could say opportunities for professional development.
Under what? Under
The
which
second one, if you want to rephrase it.
I feel that I was provided opportunities for effective professional development or something
That seems so formal. You know what I mean? Like it could just be something as a senior person training newer
This is
staff people.
ongoing opportunities for
Right,
professional
yes.
development,
Yeah.
not just that I was prepared, because it's always ongoing,
Right.
right? Training or professional development, growth,
Mhm.
The word ongoing is good.
growth and professional development.
How about something just as simple, because we're talking about not only do you feel like your training has served you well in terms of doing the job at hand, but also that you are continuing to grow and
Right.
develop it. So maybe even just something like, I feel that my orientation to my job description has been effective, and then I have, well, maybe a compound sentence like that is too much to answer,
Yeah,
but.
we're almost on 2 separate subjects now,
We
aren't
are.
we?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe something just addressing, like I feel like I have opportunities for ongoing training and development.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're just responsible for a provision of opportunities. There may be folks who don't take it and are therefore not
Yeah.
feeling adequate or,
Yeah.
but as long as we're providing them, I think
Yeah.
it shows effort and not
Right. And that's really what we're trying to get
That's what
at,
we're trying to
is
get at.
is it available,
Yep.
whether or not they take it.
Well, it's been helpful, thank you.
Right, yes.
And we have a calendar for this whole process too, don't we? Which I no longer remember.
Yeah, I think we do it in the beginning of the year. We're starting December.
January.
January,
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
It's coming up, the year before you know it. Okay. Any other thoughts about the form itself? No? Okay. So I think that's it for tonight. Our next meeting is October 25th.
And Deb, I'd like to thank the Sunday sponsors, if I may.
Oh, please, yes, please.
Because we've received lot of sponsorships. So the library will be open Sundays,
Mhm.
starting on October 2nd. That's next week or 2 weeks from now. I'd like to thank the businesses and individuals who have contributed to the Sunday season starting in October 2022. The Shrewsbury Federal Credit Union for 8 Sundays.
Wow.
Dr. Dale McGee and Mrs. Melanie McGee for 4 Sundays. Dr. Ann Larkin and Mr. Peter Larkin for 2 Sundays. In memory of James A. Heedles, 1 Sunday. Betty and Rick Kirby for 1 Sunday. David and Kathleen Richelieu for 1 Sunday. Jack and Nancy Collins in remembrance of Dr. John P. Collins, 1 Sunday. An anonymous donor, and Don Harbert and his family. The Del Dodo grandchildren. The Garden Club, Shrewsbury Garden Club. Dean Park Grill and Pizza and Grill and Pizza. And the Central One Federal Credit Union. So thank you everyone, and again, the library will be open Sundays starting on October 2nd.
It's always a busy day.
Yes.
I had a question about how the Fridays are going with the
Oh,
teams.
yeah.
I noticed
Yes.
in the team newsletter that there are some activities planned at
Yes.
like 3 o'clock on Friday, so like movies or things in here,
Right.
which seems brilliant.
Right. Yeah, we're trying to offer more structured programs, so movies every other Friday and gaming every other Friday. So that keeps
how that
some of the
goes.
kids busy and occupied. Yeah, there are a number of kids who come on Friday afternoons. They still love the library. And we have our teen aides back helping us out. And yeah, it's not been too bad. It's just request all kids to enjoy the library but be respectful.
Are we still restricting them to this
Yes,
area?
we are directing them towards
Right.
this area because
Right.
the hallway is where they can eat
Yeah.
if they want to.
Yeah,
And
so
yeah.
they're not going down to the children's room or the
Right,
courtyard.
or upstairs.
Good. Yeah,
Sorry to keep asking, but one last thing we were gonna talk about was the employee, we can talk about that next month, we talked about doing an employee appreciation.
Yeah.
Sorry, staff
Yeah.
appreciation, maybe
Yeah.
that's something we can
Yeah.
put on the agenda
Yeah.
for next month.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've been able to do
Yeah,
that.
it wasn't, that was
Thanks.
before me, but it sounded like it was
Yeah.
a neat,
Is
an
there
appropriate
any, I
thing
know
for us
that
to
you have some thoughts about that and.
Yes, so the Central Mass Library Advocates Group had used the meeting room for their annual meeting, and they had set up mini golf here in this room and the hallway, and it seemed like a lot of fun, and I thought that might be a good thing to offer, so I can reach out to the
Yeah.
person who set it up and ask him for quotes, maybe on a Friday morning during instead of the staff
Yeah.
meeting, or Friday
Something
evening
lighthearted,
after work or something like that.
Kind of what we used to do.
Right, but breakfast,
Breakfast,
to do
yeah.
breakfast.
Yeah.
Your comment just brought up one question to me. I had never heard of the Central Mass Library Advocates
Mm.
before they had their meeting last week. Could you, who's in that group?
Librarians, they used to meet here even before the pandemic.
Oh, so
they
it's
used
an
to meet.
informal group of
It's,
librarians?
Semi-formal,
Oh, okay.
because you become a member by paying a fee.
Okay.
We had paid, the Friends had sponsored that, and we had become a member too. As a library, we've become a member of that group. They usually discuss programs, children's, teen, adult programs. It's getting together and advocating for libraries.
Yeah, well, it
as-
sounds very useful. I just hadn't been unaware of
Yeah.
them.
Was that well attended last week?
There were about 15. I think they had expected more people because they kept saying, call your staff, ask them to come
Oh,
and
really?
have lunch. And so we did all try the mini golf thing.
Yeah.
Cut in a little bit.
Okay, anything else to talk about tonight? I don't have anything. All right, well, thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
I'll move to adjourn.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.